Welcome everyone to the second game of the evening. This one between the Mavericks Cricket Club and the 3B Hurricanes. 3B Hurricanes bowling first. So Mavericks put into bat here. And their two openers, Etisham and Manavjot. Their batting order didn't do too well in the last game. They're playing back-to-back games here. Didn't do too well in the last game. They'd like to change that around. Opening the bowling for the 3B Hurricanes, Boris Chotsidhu. And a swing and a miss there. Fishing outside that off stump. A special shout out to our sponsors, Icon Reality, AI Building Solutions, Anis Driving School, Fairway Supermarket Deluxe, Fashion Mart, and GTS Executive Sedan. Thank you for sponsoring cricket here in the DC metro area. Back to this game though. Boris Chotsidhu running in, that's gone up in the air, tries to catch it, and the catch is taken. So there's the first wicket to fall. And it's Etisham who'll have to go. Another low score for him. And the Mavericks Cricket Club lose yet another wicket early. First in this game, but we saw that in the previous game as well. Weren't able to get going. And the same story continuing, or at least the same start for them here. They'll want to still change things around though. But as far as the 3B Hurricanes are concerned, a very good start for them. 1 for 1 after 4 deliveries. The new batsman now coming in at number 3 is Khamis. Khamis is arguably the best batsman from the last game. Against in at number 3. We'll see how he does. Just outside the outside. And it seems that 3B Hurricanes have opted to keep all 11 fielders inside of the 30-yard circle. Yep, all 11 of them inside the 30-yard circle there. So an interesting choice. Seems to be going well till now. This time just guided down. Backward point cuts it off. And I think the decision to keep all 11 fielders, or 9 fielders plus the keeper and the bowler inside the 30-yard circle is because the Maverick Cricket Club, they'll be under pressure. Their batting order will be under pressure after that last game. And now you've got all these fielders inside the circle, so you're going to have to take risks, which a batting order under pressure doesn't want to do too much. And that one, it's straight back over the bowler's head. Talk about taking that risk. Straight over mid-off. And runs away to the boundary for 4. The first boundary of the innings. And Maverick Cricket Club, after the end of the first over, are 5 for 1. Five for 1 after that first over as Madhu Reddy comes in. To the right hand, that's gone over short mid wicket. A bit of a slow outfield though. So just a single from it. Got the two fielders outside the 30-yard circle. Didn't see that in the first over, but now they've got that long on and that cow corner. This time driven straight to mid-off, run out. No, he'll get there. Got there quite comfortably in the end. This time flicked away, and that'll be runs on the leg side, runs away to the boundary for 4. On the pads, Fuller, and effortlessly there by Kamis, flicked away. He has been the informed man till now for the Mavericks. Saw that in the first game, seeing that again now, continuing where he left off. Ready now, coming back from that 4. This time just sit down the ground. So it's just a single. And that's gone straight to the fielder, so there's the second wicket now. It's straight to point. And the other opener of truth has to go. Madhu Reddy picking up his first wicket.
It's a good catch by Aryan Batra. Didn't have to move at all, straight into his hands. That's the second wicket for the 3B Hurricanes.
Second wicket indeed. They've lost in just the second over of the game. 12 runs on the board. And they are not looking in too good of a position. First game we saw this as well. Didn't do too well with the bat. Didn't score too many runs in the... Lost a couple of wickets early. And their innings never really seemed to get going, and I think we're seeing something like that again here. So the final ball of this Madhu over.
Ooh, good ball, good ball. Good ball by Madhu Reddy.
You want to ride there?
Seem to come in just a bit, as that'll be the end of the second over. Mavericks Cricket Club 12 for 2 in a spot of bother.
Lock the door, Vinny.
Starting a new over is Walid Karimullah. Oh! Good first ball, hitting the pads. The batsman run through for a leg by.
Yeah, good start from Karimullah in this over. Someone who's played cricket here in the DC metro area. Represented the DC Hawks as well in minor league cricket. This time a swing and a miss there outside off. Some good bowling from him.
He's been playing some minor league cricket too. He's had some good performances in the minor league as well in the last few weeks. See if he can translate those performances over to tonight's game.
Absolutely an excellent cricketer. That one's hit up in the air. And it's gonna go a couple of bounces into the boundary for 4. So runs now off the bat of Sardar. Gets off the mark with that boundary.
It was a good shot, no fielders outside the ring. He just had to get it over that fielder, and that's exactly what he did.
The final over of the power play. That one's gone up in the air. Oh. That fielder doesn't come around there in time. From a fine leg, just the 2 fielders allowed outside of that 30-yard circle.
It's a little bit far from Dev Patel. We can see Walid moving Dev a little bit over.
This time hit on the pads once again. And yet another dot.
This is good bowling by the Hurricanes.
So over the first 5 deliveries have just gone for the 5 runs. Walid Karimullah, can he finish it off well?
Oh, and he does. Good ball by Walid Karimullah. Ends a good first over by him.
Yeah.
End of 3 overs. Mavericks are 18 for 2.
This time a bit short on the pads. Just nudges it away on the leg side. Will just be the single. The 4th bowler now used in the 4 overs. This time it's Shrikant Kocheldra teaming in the attack.
This is a good strategy by the Hurricanes.
They're really trying their options. That's it up in the air. Fielder coming around. And
Taken it! Good catch by Walid Karimullah.
And the 3rd wicket now falling the Mavericks Cricket Club. Once again, their batting order not looking good. And this time, that big wicket of Kamiz, he has to go. And the 3rd wicket, and 19 on the board. Maverick Cricket Club in some trouble here.
He hit it straight up in the air, and Walid circled underneath it. And though he juggled it a bit, took a good catch.
Yeah, good catch indeed. Under lights, always more difficult to take those catches, and that one went quite the long way up in the air.
What do you think about the strategy, bringing in 4 different bowlers in 4 overs?
I think it's good here from the 3B Hurricanes, really trying their options, keeping their options open. It is a T-10 game, So you want to have those multiple options. One over can really change things.
Not really in the bats to settle to one particular bowler.
Absolutely.
We still have the likes of Ritwik Behera and Aditya Bharadwaj and many other players here who can still roll their arm over and give the Hurricanes a couple overs.
Yeah, quite the bowling options they have. It's running in, batsman pulls out though. Salman, the new bat. This time short on that fourth stump line, angling it across from that right-handed batsman. It just goes under the bat.
Oh, and a good ball. Trying to angle into that wide line outside the off stump. It's a good ball by Shrikant.
Moves across quite a bit, hits it down the ground. And the fielder there not able to cut it off. So boundary signaled a couple of bounces into the fence. And the first boundary in this over had been a really good one. Just the one run and the wicket off the first four deliveries. Now a boundary. This time outside and runs away to the boundary. So over that third man fielder inside the 30-yard circle. A bit lucky you could consider the batsman. But that'll be the end of the fourth. After 4, Mavericks Cricket Club 27 for 3.
Back into the attack here. Not many runs on the board for the Mavericks. I feel that we're almost at the halfway stage. They would have at least maybe 10, 15 runs more on the board. But the loss of their 3 key wickets has really cost them here so far.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to get going. I've seen this in this innings. This game, the game before this as well with the bat. Shorter delay, doesn't connect. Now, what impact do you think it'll have on the batsmen? The last game they played didn't play back-to-back games. What impact do you think that'll really have on the batsmen, knowing that they in the first game, now coming back in here?
I mean, I think that knowing that they didn't, and that's a good shot for a boundary towards the fine leg region. But yeah, coming back to your question, I think that we saw in the last game they didn't bat too well. They were still able to put some score on the board, but I think that here their batsmen should have looked to take a little bit more initiative, especially knowing that this is a T-10 game, limited overs. Your top 3 or 4 batsmen really have to fire and score runs for the team to be in a good position. Not much time in a T10 game to rebuild your innings, and we're seeing that here. 4 overs, only 30 runs. It's a little bit difficult for the Mavericks. Let's see if they can get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely not really in too good of a position here. 32 for 3. Halfway mark, we're midway through the 5th over. That's it down the ground. Fielder coming around
Good
and
stop.
we'll stop at the batsman. They want the second.
Get it easily in the end.
This time it on the leg side. Man in the deep will come around. No, non-striker wanted the second. Salman, the batsman there, I think he wanted the second, won't get it. So gets Sardar on strike now.
In this T10 game, do you think that it's important as well? I know that even in the last game we saw them going after boundaries and sixes more than, even if there was an opportunity to take a single or double, they were looking to take boundaries and sixes. Do you think that approach has hurt them, or do you think that they should stick with that approach not only in this game but in their future games?
Well, I think it really does depend on who the bowler is, how well the bowler's bowling conditions as well. I think in this game they could have gone for the boundaries a bit more. In the last game, definitely. And the running between the wickets as well, it hasn't, at least in this game maybe not, but in the last game we didn't see that intent really in running between the wickets from there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
So in both the departments, rotating strike and getting those boundaries lacking a bit, as at the halfway mark here, 38 for 3 the Mavericks Cricket Club are.
They're going to need a good score on the board to prevent the 3B Hurricanes to not chase the score down.
So what do you think is going to be a good score here? Having a look at the last game and where it's here.
I believe the Mavericks, if they get into that, they get past 100, 110, looking at the type of bowling they have and looking at the quality of the batsmen. On the other side with the Hurricanes, you have the likes of Ritwik Behera and Rishi Jindal, Shravan Sudhir. If you don't have a score on the board, it's going to be very difficult for mainly those three big hitters to not take the game away from you. I think if the Mavericks are able to get over 110, they might have a very good chance of being in this game.
Yeah, and 110 at this stage still seems quite the long way away. 70 more runs they'd need. This time gets bat on it, on a couple of bounces to the man in the deep. They're gonna stick to just a single. Fielder hadn't even picked up the ball, still no was the call for that second run. So once again, that intent to run we see here.
Maybe the batsman is looking to take on Ritwik Behera. Let's see here. And that is exactly what he has tried to do. Fielder circling underneath it, drops the catch. It was a difficult chance in the deep under the lights. Two fielders converging under it. But in the end, it's a missed chance for the 3B Hurricanes.
Went quite a long way up in the air to that ball. The fielder there running in, got there, just couldn't hold on.
The call is for two. Keeper's end.
Oh no, I think he's in there, yeah.
It is. He has made it.
Square leg umpire signaling that's good running, quick between the stumps. That's good to see.
When he took off for the second, it looked like a good throw from the fielder. But in the end, the batsman, full stretch, makes it safely.
So the It's Ritwik Bhera over. It's gone for just the 6 runs till now.
Trying to heave it onto the leg side. Hits it along the ground. And that'll only be a single. What do you think, which type of bowler do you think is more effective on this sort of surface, especially in a T10, spinners or pacers, looking at the last few games?
Well, I think in the last few games, something we've really seen is that pacers have done well. They bowled the majority of the overs. And I think really bowling it, that line outside off it seems to be working well for them because of that variable bounce that you can find in this track. Some deliveries staying low, some bouncing a bit too much. And pacers, they've found a liking to that. And I think with the spinners and the slower bowlers, batsmen have got more time to adjust really to that bounce, judge it better. And so I think it can really go either way, because spinners, they also turn the ball, that turn and bounce. So that's another thing. But from what captains have done, from what teams have done, I think it seems that pacers have been a tad bit more successful.
As a spinner myself, when I played games ago, saw that pitching it in the right areas, really varying your length, making sure the batsman does not get too comfortable with the line that you're bowling, varying your pace. That's something I did, and it really helped me. I got a couple of wickets here. But at the other end of the spectrum, we've seen spinners not really do that and being sent over the fence for huge sixes. Let's see what Sidhu back into the attack.
Squared the batsman up there. Come through for that single.
Oh, overthrow. There was no backup there. Don't believe the throw was necessary at that stage. I think the batsman had already settled for 1 run.
Yeah, it was just walking, jogging to say to his crease. No need for that throw. But the extra run conceded. Mavericks Cricket Club, they'll take that.
Oh.
Swing and a miss there outside. That's the thing we've been talking about with the fast bowlers. Those deliveries this time going under the bat. We've seen a couple bounce a bit too much. First time.
In the air. No run there, no run there. Good bowling by Waris.
Yeah, gets that top edge. Keeper not able to get to it. Bowler very far off as well.
Waris really using his height to good effect here. Using the height, using the bounce on the surface, really varying his lengths, making it difficult for the batsman to score.
Absolutely. A talented young bowler. And that one just defended there. This has been a good over. Just the 2 runs from the leg byes that there was off that first delivery. And after that, he's followed it up with some dot balls.
He's got 2 balls left in his spell. Let's see if he can finish the over off strong. That's a heave to the leg side. Oh, Theodore slips. In the deep, Theodore slips. It would have been a good catch if he had taken it. But in the end, it goes for a boundary.
Yeah, and I think he misjudged that as well. Ran in, then saw the ball going over his head. And I think he was going forward.
Tried to stop himself and then just
Exactly.
slipped on the...
And then slipped there. And his hands were going back. Not in a good position to be, but hit with quite the power. That one raced away to the boundary.
We see the Mavericks now slowly starting to find boundaries, starting to find runs.
This time an inside edge just misses the stumps. And you can see that look on Sidhu's face.
And it's a good spell by Waris. 2 overs for just 10 runs and the wicket. At the end of 7, Mavericks are 52 for 3. Behera back into the attack. Oh, trying to heave him onto the leg side. I don't think that's the right approach at this stage in the game. Especially with the kind of skill that Behera has. Would you play him out here? Would you play him this over out and try and drop to the next 2 bowlers? Or would you try to take him on here?
I think it's just the 3 overs left. Might as well take him on. It's a T-10 game, 3 overs remaining. Yes, he's a quality bowler. You might want to be a bit cautious of that. But definitely go for your shots as he does on that occasion. Fielder coming around. Oh no, doesn't get there. Doesn't get there. All the way from the offside. I think that was extra cover running all the way through.
I think for a second, Behera looked like he wanted to go for it, but he saw the fielders running after it.
I think Long On might have had a better chance to get that to that one than extra cover. Long On stopped, seeing extra cover race in.
This is hit to long on. Bilal Javed, the fielder. It's been a good bowling performance by the Hurricanes so far. Let's see if they can finish the last 2.5 overs well.
Absolutely, and besides Ritwik here, Madhu's still got an over, 1 for 7.
Deep on the leg side. Good fielding by Dev F. Patel. And it's a good throw in the end, restricting that to only a single.
There's just 5 runs coming from this over till now. Behera is bowled really well. The 8th over in a T10 game. A quality spinner he is. Last ball of his spell.
Oh, good ball, good way to end your spell. Good way to end your spell, Behera. And that's good from him. 2 overs for just the 12 runs. Very economical spell by Behera. As we see the Mavericks at the end of 8 overs, 57 for 3. You think the Hurricanes with Madhu Reddy and Shrikant, or do you think they will go for another spinner? They have quality bowlers on their side as well.
I think they may just stick with the options that they've got.
You know, they have Dev F. Patel, they have Aryan Batra as well. I think we see Shrikant coming back into the attack.
His first over he conceded, picked up a wicket. Now bowling the penultimate here.
Oh, and that has been swung away. And it's a very brilliant stop. Brilliant stop by Dev F. Patel. Sliding around, stopping that boundary. Saved 2 runs for his team. 2 very crucial runs for his team here.
Coming in from deep square leg. Ran to his right. Does he save those 2 runs this time? A similar ball, a similar shot. But just goes to fine leg for the single.
See the ball going to the other Dev Patel this time.
This time.
Oh, good ball by Shrikant. Batsman advancing. Not able to connect bat to ball here.
A couple of steps down the track he took. Now running in. This time gets bat on it, on the bounce. The fine leg and just a single. This has been a good over. 4 runs till now after the first 4 deliveries in the penultimate over. 61 for 3. Maverick Cricket Club are at. Last 8 deliveries left. They'd like to get to at least that 80-run mark.
Slight misfield by Dev Patel, but in the end, doesn't cost his team anything. Gets away with that one.
And another single. So 5 runs now. It's all that's been conceded from this over. The experienced Shrikant. And he's bowling well here, the penultimate over. Final ball of his spell. That's flicked away into the leg side. Man in the deep will cut it off. So just a single to finish off. 6 runs coming from that over, and Shrikant ends with figures of 1 for 15 in his 2 overs with 1 over remaining. Mavericks Cricket Club 63 for 3.
And we see here a substitution in the field. Dev Patel has gone off, and in comes in Shravin Sudhir. I think this last over, looking at the score, Mavericks need to swing every ball, hit every ball out of the park. Let's see if they can do that. They're facing up against an experienced bowler.
Yeah, and this partnership, it's done well. 44 from 36. Salman Gill 22 of 19. Sardar Ahmed 24 of 21. 5 boundaries between the duo. Haven't gotten a single maximum though. Not a single maximum has been hit in this innings. It's a T-10 game. You really do want to hit those.
And I think that's where the responsibility comes on the top 3 batsmen. The top 3 batsmen didn't really score anything, and they left these 2 to rebuild, and they've done a good job here so far. Missing the first ball.
The top 3 with combined scores of just 12 runs. And so these 2, they had a lot of pressure on them to rebuild this inning, and they've done exactly that. Not only rebuild, but to score those runs. Oh, it's gone up in the air.
Will he take it?
No man's land. That's run away. It's on. Fielder will get there. Fielder will get there. That's when you come back for a second.
Again, earlier, I don't see that intent to run between these 2 batsmen. They know it's the last over. We saw them kind of jogging. I think they need a sprint for every single run at this stage of the game, especially knowing that they only have 65 runs on the board.
Yeah, and absolutely, and they've still got 7 wickets in hand, so players who can bat pinch it is still to come.
And that's a good ball by Madhu Reddy.
Those risks they can really take, and yeah, very good bowling from Madhu.
Keeping that outside off. It's only 3 balls to go now. It's been a very, very good bowling performance by the Hurricanes.
This time head out to the man in the deep. Deep mid-wicket comes around. Just a single taken by these 2. So once again we go back to that intent piece of it.
Need to be running for every run at this stage. Sprinting for the first, sprinting for the second.
Yeah, this time they just jogged the first one and then didn't even think about the second there. So I think running, definitely something which the Mavericks Cricket Club will have to work on. That's been up in the air. Fielder coming around. Long on.
What a catch! One hand grab by Bilal Javed. Wonderful catch in the deep, under the lights. Just stuck one hand out and pouched it like it was nothing.
That's just brilliant there. It was hit quite well. And just stuck his right hand out. Takes the catch. And now the 4th wicket down. And Excellent catch there. Right, welcome back everyone to the second half of this game between the 3B Hurricanes and the Mavericks Cricket Club. 3B Hurricanes, they need 68 to win from their 10 overs. Ritwik Behra, Waleed Karimullah, the two batsmen. And it's Ahmed opening the bowling. Starts off with a wide down the leg side. So the first runs for the 3B Hurricanes.
It's a new opening partnership for the 3B Hurricanes. Normally send out Ritwik Behra and Rishi Jindal. But today we see Waleed Karimullah coming in. He's a big hitter of the ball. He has good experience playing, not only here, but in other states as well. Let's see if he can do something for the Hurricanes today.
And I think a reason why Karimullah might be promoted up the order could be that 3B Hurricanes, they know this isn't the biggest of totals. They want to try and get it early, so they send up the order more of a hitter, in which case you can then also benefit that net run rate part as well.
Yes. As we're coming to the end of the tournament, net run rate is going to be a big factor here.
This time, that's minute there. They'll come across for the single. We'll wait for the call.
Leg by is signaled.
Leg by, so not off the bat there.
Looking forward to seeing some big hits by both Behra and
Long on will come around.
it's going to take a really good bowling performance from the Mavericks to restrict the Hurricanes.
This time pulled away into the leg side, and that'll run away to the boundary for four. So the first boundary now of this innings, and comes off the bat of Waleed Karimullah.
Great shot. Bowler tried to dig in short, just guided it and pulled it for four. This outfield is very quick, and it's not a problem hitting boundaries here. That's a very good shot. No further in the deep because of the restrictions of the power play, and that's another boundary off the bat of Waleed Karimullah.
That's exactly why he was sent up the order. Get some of those big hits in the power play. Maximize that power play. That's exactly what he's doing here. Back-to-back boundary for him now. Once again, trying to go short, trying to dig it in. And it really doesn't seem to be working for the bowler.
And a good over for the Hurricanes. First one done. Hurricanes are 12 for no loss. Just looking at who's slotted to come in next, we see Bilal Javed padded up, who is someone who will destroy spin at any aspect of the game. And with batsmen like Shravin Sudhir, Aryan Batra, Rishi Jindal, Vef Patel, all of these guys can send a few out of the park.
Absolutely. Currently, another quality batsman, Behra, on strike. That region from point to third, they've got 4 there.
Especially knowing that this is a T-10 game, I think the field should be a little bit more spread out. Try to stop twos.
I think they could take one field out from there. I think there was a couple of games back, there were like 4 catches. The first 4 wickets which fell, all 4 of them were catches in that between third man.
I think that's playing in their mind a bit, but
It really is, yeah.
it'll only work if the bowler sticks to his line and the bowler falters, Behera will pounce on it.
Yeah, absolutely. This time doesn't get it off the middle. And just a single take in getting Karimullah back on strike.
As a batsman here, looking at the field, seeing that there are 4 fielders from that third man to point region, as a batsman I would think that you're looking to create some shots on the leg side, especially with this power play restrictions. Knowing that you can get boundaries early might help later on in the innings as well.
Yeah, and through the offside as well, between point and mid-off, there's just one fielder there, it covers. So a huge gap on that occasion, but this time on the leg side, and that'll run away through fine leg. There was a man at deep square leg, but this time Karimullah at once raced away to the boundary.
And that's an example, 2 straight for Karimullah, and that's easy. Just able to help it away deep square leg for 4. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Bowler falters, batsman's gonna make hay, especially because of those 4 fielders on the offside, especially through that point region.
And we can see that because these two both quality batsmen, so they know not to try and hit the ball there in that point third man region. And you've got the rest of the field which is very much open to go for their shots.
Something interesting I just noticed, you could see Karimullah trying to give himself a little bit of room, moving away from the leg stump and trying to hit that ball through that cover region, which could be interesting because there is such a wide open gap between cover and mid-off.
Between point and cover as well, but it won't matter because he's just hit that one all the way over the boundary, has he?
And that is a huge shot. That is 6 runs. And that is the end of the over. 3B Hurricanes, 23 for no loss after 2. Already gotten 1 runs here in the first 2 overs. Looks like a good partnership starting to form with Ritwik and Waleed starting to tee off here.
They're teeing off indeed. And Mavericks Trade Club and India, they don't have the biggest of totals on the board. They need to get early wickets.
I think another incentive for the Hurricanes is not only the net run rate, but that Buffalo Wild Wings is going to close soon. So, as a part of the Hurricanes team, we want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And the only way we do that is if these batsmen finish off the game quickly.
Absolutely. They need some wild hitting to get there. That one's gone up in the air.
And that is a huge hit. And he has hit that over the fence.
That has got to be one of the biggest ones. Off the bat of Ritwik Behera.
I'm telling you.
Massive.
I'm telling you, it's the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, quite a shot that was to get there. And it's gonna take quite the time to get that ball.
Behera has had enough of Taco Bell for the past couple of weeks. He wants Buffalo Wild Wings, and the only way he's gonna do that is if he hits a couple more big ones like that. That was a huge one.
Absolutely, took quite the time to get that ball back. Now coming back, what's he got this time on the offside?
And that runs away to the boundary.
Yeah, no one there in the deep. We're in the power play. No one there in the deep. And you get it over that infield. It will be a boundary all day long.
This is exactly what I was saying when I was talking about a score of 110 would be good. Because right now, I believe that there was no risk for the Hurricanes with only 68 runs to chase. And that's another good shot. Flick the pass. And settle for a single.
34 no loss now. 34 runs to win a halfway mark as far as runs are concerned, but they've still got 7.5 overs to go. All 10 wickets in hand. 3B Hurricanes very much in control of this game.
And that's a good shot overhead of Mr. Try to chase. And he does so, settling for a single. Behera wants to strike here. He feels that he can take on this bowler. Going back to that 6, they had to get a new ball from the box. He hit that over the fence.
Man, that's a tall fence there.
It's probably one of the biggest 6s I've seen in this tournament so far. And that's another one! Is that going the distance? Fielder circling underneath it. And he has dropped it. I think it was too high for him. Under the lights. And the way that he hit that ball. Could barely see it go up in the night sky.
Again, a powerful hit as well. So when it came down with quite the force and quite the speed.
And will this mistake be costly for the Mavericks? And that's another one. Will the fielder safely get it? And
no, he doesn't.
and that is a 6.
Yeah, the umpire raises both the arms. So Ritwik Behera now, some arm exercises for the umpire. He's providing yet another maximum from him. This is some excellent batting.
End of 3 overs. 3B Hurricanes, 43 for no loss. And they have corrected that last shot was not 6, in fact it was 4. So 3B Hurricanes are 41 for no loss after 3 overs.
Yeah, an excellent start they've gotten off to here.
I think the real incentive here was not the net run rate, but Buffalo Wild Wings. And it looks like we might be able to make it in time for that. The way that 2 batsmen are hitting the ball.
And now that we're outside of the power play, there'll be more fielders allowed at the 30-yard circle. So now I've got a deep point, a deep covers, a long off, long on, and a deep mid wicket. All 5 of the fielders you're allowed to have outside the 30-yard circle as we see spin for the first time. That one's hooked away, running away to the boundary. Don't think it'll get there, it won't. The batsmen, they'll come back for a third, maybe, no. Settle for the 2. It's Nohimi coming into the attack. The first time we're seeing spin in this innings right outside the power play. That change up that Mavericks need here.
Clearly the pace was not working against these 2 batsmen. Let's see if spin does the trick here.
This time trying to heave that one into the leg side. Hits him on the pads. Was going down leg though.
We've seen I think spin is doing something here because we've seen 2 consecutive dot balls since the 2nd over. We had not seen that. We had only seen boundaries and 6s. And I think I have spoken too soon because that is a good shot. Fielder cuts it off though. In the end, only 1 run there.
Just the single. It was really good shot, Karimullah. Going back to that maximum Ritwik hit in the last over. As you said, to be one of the biggest of this tournament. Waleed Karimullah at the other end. Oh, he goes! Ritwik Behera. There's a man there. It's going to clear him. So 6 more now. Ritwik Behera moves on to 26 from just 12 deliveries. He is on fire today.
Yeah, he's just dealing in 6s and 4s at the moment. He's had enough of touching it around for singles and doubles. He wants to finish this game off.
This time on the offside. There's protection out in the deep. So just a single, getting Karimullah back on strike. So Ritwik Behera, as you said, one of the biggest sixes in this tournament. Waleed Karimullah actually, a couple of weeks back, the Unity also with a massive six. Now at the non-strikers end, watching that.
Oh, that is a flat six. Good shot by Karimullah. That was one of the flattest sixes I've seen. Just helped it on its way. Didn't look like he tried at all to hit that one, but it still goes over the six.
Absolutely, and just effortlessly hitting that one. Once again, going in short, a bit there from the ball, and just pulls it away. The field placement, if we were to have a look at from the Mavericks, hasn't been the greatest.
Not only the field placement, great job here. Knowing that there are only 68 runs on the board, rather than they need to really bowl defensively, but I can see that some of these bowlers look like they've already given up and they're just trying to bowl just for the heck of it. We see them not really varying their lines and lengths, just bowling the same line and length. Easy pickings for the batsman here.
Yeah, a bit back of a length, a bit short on the stumps. And that's definitely what they'll like. This time, spinning back in, but it won't matter, as that one will be a couple of bounces into the boundary for four.
Behera says, you look like Murli. He's hitting that for six. Doesn't matter the action, doesn't matter the bowler. 61 for no loss. Only 8 runs needed. 7 runs needed for victory here for the 3B Hurricanes.
And Yasir Mohammed, he bowled well in the last game. As I said, he's got an action really similar to Muralidharan.
It's very intriguing. Looks like a good action here. See, Behera will send that one for another 6. Only 1 run needed to win here for the 3B Hurricanes.
And Ritwik Behera on 43 at the moment, so or 37 actually. So he's done well now.
Will he finish it off in style here, Behera? And Behera hitting one over the offside, and that's the game. 3B Hurricanes have won this game so comfortably in 4.5 overs.
We can take the live coverage. We can take interviews.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
So 10 wickets.
10 wicket win for the 3B Hurricanes.
And what a win this has been. 3B Hurricanes, by far the better side in this game. Mavericks Cricket Club haven't really done too well.
Skanda, right? Yeah. You played one game, right?
Yeah. Mavericks, where do you think things went wrong today?
I think our batting didn't capitalize in the beginning. We were, I think, 30 to 40 runs short. And going into the field, I think we were kind of disheartened. And when they played aggressive cricket, they batted really well. And they dominated us from the beginning. So we didn't have any room of errors, any margins of errors. And they capitalized on that.
Yeah. We saw in the first innings, especially with your batting, there was, as commentators, we were looking at, there wasn't that much of an intent to run for some of those singles and doubles. And knowing that this is a T-10, you guys think you could improve on, especially the running between the wickets here?
Definitely. There's always room for improvement. We made mistakes in the first game, and even though it's a shorter format, but it's more intense, so the player gets tired. But we had 2 games back-to-back, and I think we're still getting used to these conditions, and our players are not used to it, but definitely. We discussed that in the first game, after the first game, that we were lacking running between the wicket, and in the second game, definitely as well.
And moving to the positive side, we saw that even though you guys lost 3 early wickets, there was a good partnership between the middle order. I think they scored almost 50 runs in that partnership. to help you guys get to a respectable total here?
Absolutely. We had our senior player come in from, he hasn't played cricket in past 2.5 years, and coming back and playing first game and Sardar being not out, it was definitely a positive thing. And we'll hope that, it's continue a good performance.
Ritvik Behra here, the man of the match for this last game. Ritvik, really well played with both batting hands.
Thank you.
So in the first innings, you guys restricted the Mavericks to about 68 or so. So how do you feel now going at that innings break? How do you feel?
I mean, we didn't really say anything. We just went out and we just said we want to chase it and bat, we just tried our best in batting and we just chased it. Just normal.
And 71 in 4.5 overs, just going after everything. Was that part of the plan? Or?
Yeah, they told us to play aggressive and work with intent, so we just played aggressive.
I wanted to ask him a question as well. Can you hold this? Thank you. So, when I came here for the innings break, I heard you guys talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. Was that also an incentive to go out there and hit a few huge sixes as you did here? Are you tired of the Taco Bell that you've been having for the past couple of weeks?